Actually, today's topic, what we want to discuss is porn.
Okay, can?
Yes, can?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I know okay. Hi, I'm Leah, currently freelancing as a content creator, I guess. I have no idea what I need to say. I could know a lot about it, but I could know nothing at all, and I could just be like, sorry? Is watching porn harmful for us? Today, you'll be challenged to explain the problem with porn and understand what a healthy relationship with sex looks like. How? Okay. As adults, we understand how watching too much porn can be problematic, but how do you explain this to a 17-year-old teenager who might be at a stage where they are curious about sex and sexual behavior? Find out what they know about the topic and try your best to correct him or her if they are wrong. You are also challenged to provide age-appropriate information to help the teen understand the topic better. You'll be given 10 minutes to impart your knowledge. Your explanation would be rated by an expert. In front of you are some information that could help you in this challenge. You'll be given 10 minutes to study. All the best. Okay. It's not that I'm not comfortable talking about it. It's more of like to talk about it in front of camera and like so many people and like a trial and like the pressure and like please do not expect too much of me. I think I can, but I might need a bit of help.
Hi, my name is Juhim. I am the Program Director for Birds and Bees program at AWARE. I think a lot has been talked about the concerns about the young person being addicted to pornography or sex. A lot of people assume that because they know that porn is not real, that it wouldn't affect them. But there's really no way of measuring how and to what extent it has affected somebody. The problem with adults and parents and educators worrying about young people's consumption of porn is that the young person may then feel unable to approach a trusted adult. And then that creates all sorts of issues. They may feel guilt or shame and not know who to talk to and how to resolve these feelings. Or they may have questions and which also remain unresolved. Yeah.
Hi, Leah.
Hello. Come sit down. Wait, I didn't catch your name?
Tavia.
Tavia.
Yeah, hi.
How old are you?
I'm 16 this year.
Do you know how old I am?
24.
I'm 28.
Because I've known you since like primary school, so I was like, no, not me.
Yeah. Wait, sorry. Not you saying I know you since primary school. I'm like,
I mean, like not like known on as in like.
I know.
You.
Primary school is so long ago. Okay, anyway. Do you know what we're going to talk about today?
No.
Actually, today's topic, what we want to discuss is porn.
Okay, can?
Yes, can?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I know okay. But okay. Actually, I just want to know, I'm curious lah. Like, do your friends talk about it?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah, actually all the time. Like teenagers, we are usually very open about it.
Okay.
You know, older people ask us, we're like, no, what's that? What's that? I never seen before.
Of course.
Yeah, you know.
I think they don't have a choice because it's on the internet, it's everywhere. They're exposed to a lot more, so they're actually already discussing a lot more, whether it was within the classroom or outside the classroom with their peers and their friends.
When I was 16, like now my friends will talk about it. Sometimes like, you know, there's these things that people like spread videos and stuff like that. Then somehow it ends up like my friend has it and then they like show it to me. I'm like, what the hell is that? I don't want to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have this friend who will like tell me like, oh, I'm really into like rough porn and stuff. Yeah, legit, like rough porn. I'm like, thank you, I love this information.
Yeah, I was like, thanks for the info.
Like, okay.
So I'm assuming it means like slightly violent or coercive and therefore non-consensual. If a teenage girl likes rough porn, then I wonder like, what is she expecting from her own sex life?
Do you feel like you see a lot more on like shows you watch? Not specifically you go there and watch it, but maybe you're watching a show and suddenly like, oh god, this like scene come up. Then you're like, oh.
The first time I'm being exposed is like when I stumbled upon my own brother's porn stash. Yeah.
Oh
like,
my god,
yeah,
okay.
And growing up on the internet, that makes me like see things earlier.
But it's good now that you tell me that your friends are very open to like talk about it, and like I'm just like, I couldn't be me when I was younger. I think the main point of like today's video, what we wanted to talk about today was, you know, why sometimes consuming like too much porn is like problematic.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know why?
I think Billie Eilish once said that because she is so used to watching like rough porn, she's in her actual like sex life, she can only be turned on by rough porn.
Right.
By like roughness.
Yeah. Okay, wait, sorry. Let me just like take a second to say like she's educating me more than I'm even doing anything. I came here to be educated, but I love it. Do you know about like smut or like fan fiction?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, you know why?
I know.
Personal experience?
Yeah. Okay, wait. No, for real. No shame. Okay.
No shame.
Primary school, you know, people, I met somebody who was really into K-pop, and then she'll tell me about like, growing up, I also was guilty of reading smut.
Me too.
Actually, a lot of people are.
Do you read smart? I laughed to myself. Sorry, the K-pop fangirl in me. I think it's also maybe with K-pop or like anime or TV shows and stuff like that. People just want like an alternate reality or alternate story.
Possibility that like they can get together with them.
Correct,
like,
correct.
YN.
Correct. Oh my god, YN.
So that's quite common that children in primary school are exposed to porn, sometimes inadvertently, sometimes their friend shows them. At that age, if there's no one to talk to, then what are they supposed to make of it, right?
I think it affects a lot of like relationships that you might have with people also. Because if you just rely on this solely, right, then you might not, want to create connections with like other people, or like, okay, men may perceive women like very sexually because of that. Sometimes like their behavior can lead to very like sexual harassment, or like they see it in these videos and then they're like, oh, it's okay for people to do it, you know what I mean? So I can do it when like I'm older or something like that. Why do you think people watch porn?
The very starting one would be curiosity and about sex and stuff. Then the second one I would think is because of like peer pressure.
Okay.
They think like, oh, everybody's watching porn. I think I should watch porn also.
That's quite common. A lot of exposure from friends or like people sending videos like, and you're curious about it. You wonder like, why do they feel good after that? Then do you think like, oh, should I try it myself? Then maybe I'll feel good after that also. I guess also if you feel good after that, why would you not want to continue doing a good thing? And I don't think it's wrong. Like as with everything in life, do things in moderation. Something that porn may affect would be like your future relationships. When it becomes like you expect them to behave a certain way, or you don't feel good with your partner because that you only feel good when you watch porn, then like it affects like how you have relationships with people also.
Is watching porn cheating on your partner if you're like in a relationship?
Okay.
You're thinking of another person sexually, and that person is not your partner, so that is cheating.
Right. I feel like when it comes to these things, you have to discuss with your partner law. And if both of you are okay with each person having their own sexual pleasure outside of the relationship, then I think that's fine, since you came to like a mutual agreement with it.
It depends on the relationship. If it's a healthy relationship and you communicate about it and both parties are mature adults and understanding and informed and willing, then that's fine. Or you can even bring it into your relationship to spice it up. But if one party is kind of watching porn almost to the exclusion of the other party and deriving all the pleasure from porn alone, then that becomes a problematic relation in and of itself.
For me, like what I would consider a healthy boundary is making sure that you don't let it affect your real life, like your work.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like in terms of unhealthy boundaries is when you start thinking about watching porn all the time throughout your day, right?
Yeah.
And then you start pushing like the porn narrative on other people. Like this one guy who will always tell like everybody, oh, right on my dick, I'll be like, suck my dick, something like that. Serious. We're secondary school kids, so like, what are you expecting? For real?
I would have thought that in a school context, even somebody who watches porn would be a bit more circumspect, but to have a student just go and like make really open lewd comments all the time and not realize that they could get into serious trouble. So it's like, I really wonder how much porn they've consumed to be so reckless. How can you tell whether your relationship with your friends and family or with your partner has been impacted if it's to a milder degree? You think it's fine, I've got it under control, but things are just a little bit off here and there. The extreme ones, I think people around will start to tell them, hey, I think you better lay off it. But those that are a bit grayer, not so obvious, those will be the more tricky examples.
With the exposure to it nowadays, because it's not illegal to watch it, right? You just Google like something like strange words, right? Then something will pop up already, right?
Not illegal. Actually, isn't it?
It's illegal to distribute.
To distribute.
Yeah.
Ah.
So for example, OnlyFans. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, I know the tightest one.
I feel that it doesn't necessarily attribute to like, okay, if you watch a lot of porn, then you will behave like this. It's not like the same thing, but it's about educating people at a young age to know that like it's okay to do it, but there's a difference between like that and how you treat people in real life, you know. Let them understand that like, while it's okay to have all these things, they shouldn't be projecting onto others or like borderline making people feel uncomfortable also.
Actually, yeah, because in my school we had sex ed. I don't think we really touched on the topic of like pornography, and like mainly it was about family management.
I think sex education in Singapore has to really be reworked, because as you can see that when people are not educated or like taught about it enough in school, right, they naturally would take to their own assumptions of what like porn is like, or you know what self-pleasure is and how they would project it onto like their peers around them.
In that study, I find that as with a lot of issues, young people are actually quite wise about it, and adults sometimes don't give them enough credit. So it's much more useful to be open and have an open conversation and ask them about their views first. Yeah.
I think I was more educated than anything else. Maybe for me, it's not something that it's easy to talk about naturally to a stranger that I've never met before as well. Thank you for making me feel very comfortable in talking about it.
I'm also very thankful for Leah for being like a very encouraging me to speak up and like tell me and like give me the opportunity to share my own insight and stuff. Actually, I think her opinions are very insightful, and like other people, if they hear like somebody who is older, who has grown up with all the experiences, they are more willing to listen to her.
Can you rate Leah's explanation today?
Yeah, it's okay. I will not take offense to anything.
I think 10.
No,
yeah,
my
no,
God.
serious 10.
Girl.
I think she was really correct with like all her points. Like they are logical, they are ethical. I think she should write the sex ed syllabus.
Girl, I'll be like, hi guys, today I'm gonna talk about, I will die.
Yeah, I think she's very open about it and acknowledging the pervasiveness of sexualized images. And not like, oh my God, you mean your friend likes Lava She's like very deadpan about it, very cool, so that's also helpful. So she's doing really, really well on that front.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, I thought Leah did really, really well, and I really enjoyed listening to both of them, you know, have the conversation, and I think it's a good thing that they do talk about it openly, so at least they have an outlet to express themselves. But I thought the only thing that not done as well was that when you talk about the healthy boundaries around pornography, the more nuanced ones is like somebody who consumes porn, you know, maybe not every day, and then they feel like, oh, I don't like my partner, I'm not satisfied with them. So is that really an issue with their partner, or is it because through their consumption of porn they have already got like unrealistic expectations, or they've been impacted? They may feel dissatisfied with their relationship. It's yeah, my partner always wants me to ask for consent, so boring. And I think that's a tricky bit as human beings, right? How do we know what's our baseline and when we've been impacted?
Porn has made consent seem unsexy. Like people say, oh, I don't want to ask for consent. I'm very like focused on consent no matter what. Young people are also even more, they realize that consent is also very important. And we are also much more willing to speak about consensual boundaries. Yeah.
How would you rate Leah's explanation today?
I would say it's a 9.5, except for the nuance, yeah. And I love how open she was and how natural and I like that she didn't react, right? Like Tavia would say all sorts of things, and I'm sure inside my face is like, I think it's very important for an adult to not overreact when a young person tells them something. Yeah, I enjoyed watching them, and I think I feel a lot more hopeful now that young people are talking about this amongst themselves, and a youngish person is also able to convey this topic so well. And then I think you're totally prepared. If you ever decide to have children, if you have nieces and nephews, you are so prepared to have this conversation with them.
Thank you for watching today's episode of Little Did I Know.
If you want more exciting content, feel free to follow Clarity on Instagram at itsclarity.co.
And remember to like or subscribe to this channel.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Guys, I'm so stressed. Okay, hold on. Wow. It's like research paper. Oh no, it's the behind is fake paper. I was like, what? Like, there's so many things I need to read. I don't think I'm ready for this. But maybe I'm not ready for this. Not you.
Should I ask you the questions?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I was expecting someone who may not be comfortable to talk about this, but you seem very open to talk about this. So I'm like, yes, tell me more.
I'm a Gemini.
I want to know.
It's in my blood. I'm a
Oh
Gemini.
my God, you're Gemini. I'm a Virgo. That's why I'm like so. Let's not talk about astrology. People in the comments will come for us. But yeah.